times rolling, defeating the rival Red Sox 2-1 and improving the American League's best home record to 14-3. Tonight, rookie left-hander Matt Moore goes to the hill as the Rays finish their 10-game trek versus the AL East. Tonight we welcome you to Tropicana Field for the second game of a two-game set between the Rays and the Boston Red Sox. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson and Todd Callis. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard tonight as the Rays wrap up this short set against Boston on the heels of last night's victory. You know, a great starting performance by Jeremy Hellickson. But again, at the end of the game, it was that right-hander, Fernando Rodney, and as impressive as that fastball is and the changeup in concert with that, great control this year.
That has been the key for Fernando Rodney. You go back over his career, he's over 4.5 walks per 9 innings. This year, he's under 1.5, so he's throwing strikes, just 3 walks on the season, and it is that dynamic combination, like you said, Dwayne, of the fastball and the changeup. You see he's able to blow you away with that fastball that he's going to sit at 95 to 97. Oh, by the way, then he's going to drop this on you. The changeup at 80 to 82. The thing about it is coming out of the hand with his good arm speed that he shows on both pitches, it looks exactly the same, except the difference is 15 to 17 miles per hour. When you're able to keep that in the strike zone like Fernando Rodney has done, good luck.
And that victory last night allowed the Rays to keep pace with the Baltimore Orioles in the East. The Orioles have won their game today, so the Rays are a half game back. And the pitching matchup presented by your Southern Ford dealers, a couple of young lefties, Felix Dubron on the hill for the Boston Red Sox, and Matt Moore goes to the hill for the Rays tonight. Matt looking for his second win. Well, the Rays have remained at least atop or close to the top without Evan Longoria. It's been a committee at third base for the Rays, and they have gotten the job done. We'll have more on that when we return. A look at filling in for Longo.
in the dugout with tonight's third baseman, Sean Rodriguez, getting ready for baseball on this Thursday night. Rays and the Red Sox. Longoria, 23 games as a starter for the Rays at third before the injury. 15 starts now for other players since Longoria's left hamstring partial tear. Sean Rodriguez has done a nice job over there in 6 starts at third. Really solid defensively. Elliott Johnson has made a start at third base in Longoria's place. You also have the guy who was hit by a pitch last night. Fortunately, he's okay. Will Rhymes, he's made 3 starts over there. Jeff Keppinger has made 5. So all in all, the Rays have done a nice job hitting over 300, replacing Longoria. Sean Rodriguez talks about how you can't replace him and how Longoria continues to help out the team.
I mean, you're talking about 2-time Gold Glover, Silver Slugger, 2-time All-Star. I mean, it's going to be a drop-off, right. But, yeah, I mean, we've been trying to hold on over there. I mean, just basically just trying to, do what we can do, and, hopefully it's enough to maintain until, he's ready and he comes back. I mean, that's part about it, though. I mean, you can ask him anything about it. I mean, especially here at home, I mean, he'll be there moving us side to side, telling us, hey, look, when we come in the dugout, this guy likes to do this. This guy off this pitcher hits the ball here. I mean, so he's our #1 coach right now. I mean,
so we are 2 minutes and 35 seconds away from baseball. The Rays and the Red Sox. Will Rhymes probably can't play tonight, but he's taking out the lineup card for the Rays as we get ready for baseball. A couple of lefties, Felix Dubrock and Matt Moore. Well, Dwayne and BA with all the action next on Substance.
Rays baseball tonight is brought to you by Nissan. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. Innovation for all. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Tires Plus, the plus is in everything we do. And by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. Rays and the Red Sox, game 2 of this set. Will Rhymes out there representing the Rays skipper Joe Madden and presenting his lineup card at the meeting at home plate with the umpires. Will, fortunately, getting out of last night's game with negative X-rays after being hit by that pitch. Here's the Boston lineup. Mike Aviles leads it off, followed by Dustin Pedroia, and then the DH David Ortiz. Adrian Gonzalez, Will Middlebrooks, and Cody Ross hit 6th. Daniel Nava is in left. Marlon Byrd in center. Kelly Shopik is the catcher, and he will hit 9th.
Now taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander Matt Moore making his 8th start of the season and looking for that consistent release point that's going to lead to success for Matt. It's been an up and down year. We've seen stretches where he's been absolutely brilliant, and another time where the fastball command leaves him and it becomes a struggle.
So the 22-year-old lefty all set to go to work. Mike Cavilli's the shortstop stepping in. And here it is. The first pitch is fouled right back into the screen. A fastball, and that first pitch is presented by Pinch a Penny. So we're underway tonight. And another foul ball on a fastball up. 2 strikes. He's hitting .268, .350 against left-handed pitching. One of the reasons he's in the leadoff spot. Pretty close up, and it's a 1-2 count.
But that's a good miss. 0-2. Come in on Aviles right there. Chest high in off the plate.
This one sweeps in there low.
Oh, but you saw Jimenez with that glove. What the catcher's doing right there, he catches that ball, is giving him encouragement. Like, hey, that's where I wanted it. He didn't swing. Okay, we have another pitch here to work with.
Fastball is fouled out of play. Joe Madden looking for good things out of his young left-hander, Matt Moore, who's coming off the Saturday start in Baltimore. And a line drive, base hit out of the reach of Johnson. A fastball lined into left. And the Red Sox have the leadoff man on base.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Rays defense in the outfield, left to right. Rich Thompson, B.J. Upton, and Ben Zobrist across the infield, third to first. Sean Rodriguez, Elliott Johnson, Jeff Keppinger, and Carlos Pena. Chris Jimenez will be behind the plate. Tonight's Ray defense brought to you by Sweet Base Supermarkets, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
Here's Pedroia. Pitch is too low. Mid-90s fastball. A ball and no strikes. Well, Moore coming out of the game against Baltimore, in which he pitched 1 out into the 5th inning. Pitch is up 2-0. In that game, he gave up 4 runs. That's the game when the Rays defense deserted them. 4 runs, just 1 earned. Phillies with the lead. And now the count goes to 3-0. Another miss on a fastball.
Well, and that has been the Achilles heel for Matt Moore in the early going of this season. The fastball misses away off the plate. It was down. You like that. Then he missed up with the changeup and then yanks that fastball.
There's a strike. A little bit off the fastball and got the strike. Austin in 17-20 on the year. Swing and a miss.
That's that good fastball there that, you know, it's at the lower third, lower quadrant of the strike zone. He can stay down there. He's going to have a ton of success. Elevate when you want to, but don't live up there. Last couple have been good heaters.
3-2, and it's fouled back. Well, that's a great point to make. Come up in the strike zone. Even at 96, you can't be up there all the time.
No, because you guys end up fouling it off. You extended bats, they take them for balls. I mean, it's not, nobody's sitting up here saying Matt Moore can't pitch up in the zone. He has the stuff to pitch up in the zone, but do it at a place and time of your choosing, not because of your inability to get the ball down. And that's what it's been.
Yeah, that's the challenge he's faced so far this year at every start.
And by the way, when you are able to pitch down and have good command of the fastball down, and then you elevate when you want to, and it's 95, 96, you're not going to see guys fouling those off and extended 8-10 pitch at bats.
Swing and a miss. Pedroia out on strikes. Moore came back to get him.
He just about did it right there to Pedroia. That wasn't way up in the zone, but he went behind 3-0, threw a couple of good fastballs down in the zone, and then this one just a tad up and gets it over the bat of Pedroia. That's what he can do, and that's what comes back to fastball command. When he can put that ball where he wants it and then start to manipulate the strike zone with his stuff, he can be absolutely dominant, and that's what we saw last year at the end of the year and in the playoff game against the Rangers.
1 on, 1 out, David Ortiz, the 4th leading hitter now in the American League, and 5th in runs batted in. And there's a strike. Well, that's a little different look for Ortiz to start him off speed.
And David Ortiz, you remember that game in Boston, he really wore Matt Moore out with the fastball, so coming in there, giving the first pitch breaking ball and a good one to get ahead.
And a liner the other way. That ball will drop in front of Thompson. Thompson manages to corral it to keep it in front of him toward the line, and that prevented Aviles from going to third. Ortiz is aboard with an opposite field hit.
Now this ball sinking. Rich Thompson caught almost, what am I going to do here? But fortunately, he was able to at least knock it down and get to it quickly. Because if that ball gets by him, Aviles may score.
Here's Rich Thompson, who's waited all these years to get a big league start. And the first chance he gets is one of those in between. What do I do with this sinking line drive? Not an easy play, and he managed to keep it in front of him. And now Adrian Gonzalez is hit by the pitch, and the bases are going to be loaded. So a couple of base hits, and Gonzalez hit by that pitch.
Now that was a fastball that got away from Matt Moore, and this is where he's had his troubles with the fastball arm side. You see, he doesn't get all the way through that pitch. He creates the velocity, but there's not that good extension and finish. Good follow through. Almost finishes standing up, and that ball just takes off on him. I mean, as a pitcher out there, when you're throwing that fastball, you have the mindset. You almost want to feel like you're handing it to the catcher. That you get that kind of reach and extension. I'm going to get so far out there, I'm going to hand this ball to you. That's what you want to feel.
Will Middlebrooks swinging and missing. There is rookie third baseman filling in for Euclid. Strike the count. He missed the fastball. Middlebrooks was having a good year at AAA, and he's gotten off to a very good start in the big leagues, including a grand slam among his 4 home runs. And he takes strike 2. Oh, 2 now. Way high. 1 and 2.
Fastball, they want it in, and that almost went to the backstop, way up.
Ooh, strike 3 call. He got him looking. Out number 2.
Now that's the one you want to see. Matt did a better job, stayed over the rubber just a tick longer, and that allowed his arm to get out in front. And look at that. I'm telling you, when he's able to do that consistently, forget it, hitters.
He's over the rubber to the point where there's almost a little pause, and then bang, here comes the velocity.
Downhill and finish. The body's not drifting. The arm is on time and in good rhythm. It's beautiful.
Now it's Cody Ross. And the first pitch is a strike.
And oh, by the way, a big strikeout right there. Bases loaded after hitting Gonzalez.
Ross at .252 on the year with 6 home runs. And a cut and a miss out in front of that one.
Another good changeup. From this, you're thinking, here comes that four-seamer. Nope.
A couple of those to start Ross, and the count is 2 strikes.
Yeah, and he can do anything right now. You can throw him another one of those. He can throw a fastball. It's going to look 100.
And it's fouled back. He threw him a fastball. Almost did throw it 100. It was 97.
Well, then it looked 102, 103.
How about this early? 15 of those pitches, 95 plus. He's made 23 pitches so far. And for the second time, he'll make a 2-strike pitch to Ross. Down and in. Well, stopped there by Jimenez on the breaking pitch. 1-2. Really singled. Pedroia struck out. Ortiz singled. Gonzalez hit by a pitch. Moore struck out Middlebrooks. It's a 1-2 count on Cody Ross. And that ball down and in.
Yeah, and that was not an easy block either by Jimenez. Huge. You know the pitcher's coming with the breaking ball. You'd love to catch it for strike 3 or get bad contact, but you have to anticipate it in the dirt, and you see Jimenez coming over there quick, surrounding that baseball, keeping it right in front of him.
He was pretty textbook right there. Position of his body, the move to go with that pitch in the dirt. 2-2 now. Oh, pretty close. Very close with the change, and he missed to take the count to 3-2.
And if he missed, he just missed. That was a good pitch, and I think Cody Ross just felt he couldn't reach it, so he lets it go by. I mean, just off.
It's as close as you can be off and not be on. 3-2, and a shot foul on a fastball. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. You can see Ross rifling that fastball foul, pulling it. 3-2. Here we go. And it's high. He tried to throw him a changeup, and he missed with it to force home a run. Well, he was on that fastball. They went back to the change, and the Red Sox get the first run of the game.
Now here it is. That ball just sails out of the hand. Doesn't get quite all the way out in front, and it's one of those, another one of those high arm side misses. Now that's where fastball command is so important, because he can rifle that fastball before, but if you know you can put it where you want it, come right back to it. It's your best pitch. You just put it, you know, out there at the knees.
Daniel Nava. And the fastball misses. 1 ball, no strikes. If you don't have command of your best pitch, then you're working from a deficit.
Yeah, because guess what? Your second, your third pitch, the command's going to be even worse.
Up and away. 2-0. Now we're getting to almost 30 pitches. Well, right at 30. And you get a lot of pitches here in a compressed amount of time. And so a good visit to the mound just to give him a little breather.
Yeah, pitching coach Jim Hickey out there to just try to calm him down, get him back in line. Let's take a look. How about this? 401 fastballs, because primarily it's been to the right-handers where there's been trouble. The upper third of the strike zone and up and off the plate, almost half. 48.5%. The middle zone, which is right at the thighs, where you're giving up big numbers as far as batting average against and a lot of damage. You don't want to be there either. At 34.5, you add that up, and pitches in the mid thighs and up and out of the zone, 83% of the fastballs, 330 of 401 fastballs have been in the zones. You don't want them unless it's by design. But too often with Matt Moore, it has not been by design. It's been because he can't help himself mechanically right now.
And it's all in the explosion zone. Foul ball out of play, and the count is 2-1. It's one thing to go up there for effect, and when you have command to even dominate up there. But when you're up there and out over the plate that much, the odds of your success go way down.
Because you never change the hitter's eye level. He only looks in one spot. He looks thighs up.
2-1 and a shot up the left field line. That's going to be a foul ball. Just foul. Nava came close, perhaps, to clearing the bases on that one. A line drive, just foul up the left field side.
Now here it is. He gets out in front of the fastball, hooking. And just foul. Great call. Boy, another inch or two. Big trouble.
Yeah, that makes it a very big first inning. 2-2 now, the count to Nava.
Make one big pitch here and just give up the one run. You can live with that.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Came back with a changeup that time and got Nava to chase it. They settled for one. Bottom of the first coming. To you by H.H. Gregg. Well, the Rays down by a run. Joe Madden sends this lineup out there. Ben Zobrist again leading off with B.J. Upton hitting second. Luke Scott with a couple of home runs lifetime off Felix Dubront. Going to DH and bat third. Jeff Keppinger cleaned up. Carlos Pena's birthday today. He's hitting fifth. Sean Rodriguez at third base. Elliott Johnson, the shortstop. Chris Jimenez hits eighth. He'll catch. Rich Thompson makes his first major league start.
And that lineup will be facing for the Boston Red Sox left-hander Felix Dubront. 3-1 record on the season, making his 8th start. He's won his last 2. Beat the Indians last time out, 1 earned run in 6 innings. Previous start was in Kansas City, pitched into the 7th, gave up 3 earned runs, and picking up the win in that one.
So here's Zobrist, then hitting .227. And the first pitch is a strike on the outer part of the plate. A foul ball. Dubront out of Venezuela. He's 24 years old. He's 5 big league wins and 3 losses. And strike 3 called, a fastball. Zobrist takes it.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Red Sox defense as it lines up tonight in the outfield. Left to right, Daniel Nava, Marlon Byrd, and Cody Ross. Across the infield, third to first, Will Middlebrooks, Mike Aviles, Dustin Pedroia, and Adrian Gonzalez. Kelly Shopik will be behind the plate. Tonight's Red Sox defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
And the first pitch into B.J. Upton is a strike. A fastball. In a bit. 1-1. Dubront walked a few more than he would like overall this year, but the trend, his last outing against Cleveland, was in a positive direction with the Boston left-hander. He's averaged not quite, but close to 4.5 walks every 9 innings for the season. And he picks up back-to-back strikeouts. Pitch cutting in on Upton.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's 2 hitters. Very, very sharp. Fastball to both sides of the plate, and then those very hard sliders, cutters. The first one looked like more like a true cutter. That one had a little bit more break to it, but nevertheless, it was a dirty pitch.
Well, Luke Scott now with the bases empty and 2 gone. And he takes the pitch. That's a strike. Luke with those 2 career home runs. This one came in Boston at Fenway. The other one came when he was wearing a Baltimore uniform. Is a strike on the inside corner. So Dubront has come out here sharp. Rays have won 4 straight. They've gone to 24-14 on the year. Right now a half game back of Baltimore. Scott granted time by the plate umpire Dan Bellino. One ball, 2 strikes. Yankees scored a run in the first at Toronto. Robinson Cano driving it home with a double. Brett Lawrie, by the way, dropped his appeal, and so he's not in their lineup. Seems like a smart move.
Yeah, you'd be happy with 4.
Chopper to the right side. And the toss, Pedroia to Gonzalez, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. On to the second, 1-0 Boston. kicks off Saturday, June 2nd. LL Cool J featuring DJ Z Trip take the stage. All of that following the game against the Baltimore Orioles. He'll be performing hits like Mama Said Knock You Out and Hey Lover. Here's Marlon Byrd. Pitch is upstairs to Byrd. Shopping next, and then the top of the order of Ealy's. The strike, and it's 1-1. Baltimore beat Kansas City 5-3. Brian Mattis won that game for the Orioles. He's 3-4. Foul. Chris Jimenez 1-2. Adam Jones hit a home run today. He has 13. And Johnson, Jim Johnson, picked up his 14th save. Oh, what a difference that Baltimore bullpen has made. 1-2 to Byrd. Tie.
Well, the whole game last night, Baltimore's losing. End up going home, getting on the computer, and throwing up the website that we use and looking at the standings, and it said, you know, Rays were half a game up. And that was my first thought, was that no way that they came back and tied that game and are still playing right now. And that's exactly what happened. Then win again today.
So the Rays right now half game back of Baltimore. Full count to Byrd. And a long one to left. Thompson all the way to the wall, and that's going to get out of here. A 3-2 fastball, and Byrd hit it out. And he's not losing any time rounding the bases. 2-0 Boston. That's his first home run for the Boston Red Sox.
Well, Marlon Byrd, a veteran player. He gets to a full count. He saw Matt Moore walk a hitter on a full count changeup with the bases loaded. Knows that he doesn't want to put the leadoff hitter on. So he comes in with a fastball. He's looking for a fastball, and he drills it out of here.
Byrd does not have a home run trot. He has a home run sprint. Here's Kelly Shopping. The pitch is a strike to Shopping. Shopping would not have a home run sprint.
No. Nope.
There's a strike, 0-2. So Boston scored a run, left the bases loaded in the first. Leadoff home run in the second. Ball down to third. Sean Rodriguez makes the throw. Shopping is out of there. One out in the second inning. Time to check in with Todd. Todd, how are you?
I'm great, Dwayne. It was a scary moment last night for Will Rhymes and all the Rays who were watching on and their fans, because it was a pitch that hit him square on that forearm there late in the game. And let's take another look at this. This is a ball from Morales right on the forearm. Went down the first, and you know that he would pass out after that, the adrenaline rush. He was here today, and he said he wanted to hit. Ron Porterfield said, no, we got to give you a day off. But he thinks he might be back in there as early as tomorrow. But he said he and his buddy Jeff Neiman lived together. They were high school teammates, and maybe they live in a cursed house, just in case a candle was burning in the clubhouse today, guys.
Thank you for that update. It's 1-1 the count. He said it's swollen so much. He said he really looks jacked now. That was scary there for a few moments, I'll tell you that. A little roller to the shortstop. Elliott Johnson up and out with the throw. 2 gone. It's good to see Will Rhymes up and walking around and talking about getting back to action as soon as possible. Here's Pedroia. Justin Pedroia came into the game hitting .310. Pitch is inside, 1-0. Well, the Rays scored 2 runs last night. It'll take more than that to win tonight. They're down 2-0. A little bit wide. 2-0. 33 pitch first inning for Matt Moore. And a soft popper into shallow center, going to drop out of the reach of Keppinger and in front of B.J. Upton.
Well, Dustin Pedroia, who typically only has one swing, cut it in half on that particular pitch. He was out in front, this little half swing. You won't see this very often. And he just flips that ball into center field.
A 2-out base hit. Here's David Ortiz. Four hits now for Boston already. Well, the Red Sox came into this game with 200 runs scored for the year, second in the league. Shot to right field, and it's right to Zobrist. A line drive off a mid-90s fastball. Bottom of the second coming, 2-0 Boston.
Boston Red Sox lead the Rays 2-0 as we head into the bottom of the second inning. Well, follow your Tampa Bay Rays all season long with a 7-day-a-week subscription to the Tampa Bay Times. Subscribe today and get one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. For an exclusive subscription offer, go to tampabay.com/Rays offer.
Here's Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger hitting cleanup. He takes a good look at that pitch down. A ball and no strikes. And a line drive. There's a base hit into left. One hop in front of Nava. And the Rays have their first hit. Keppinger singles. That unusual occurrence last night with Keppinger at the plate when he struck out swinging Went down swinging against Scott Atchison, and that's the first time that he has struck out going down swinging.
Maybe the only player, the only pitcher in the American League that's capable of doing that.
Well, he did it, which proves he's capable.
See how you tie it all together.
And here's Carlos Pena. There's Atchison. The only guy in captivity to strike out Keppinger to get him swinging.
That's what he's talking about right now.
Big cut and a miss by Carlos Pena. Strike one.
It's like, guys, I don't know how I do it. Okay, I just do it. I don't know. Wish I could help y'all.
Yeah. Well, there are not many swing and misses in Keppinger's game, except when he faced Atchison last night. Big cut again and a miss by Pena on the fastball. 2 strikes. Dubron had a couple strikeouts in the first inning when he got Zobrist looking and up and swinging. He's ahead of Pena, 0-2. And in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carlos down in the count right now, but through the years he's collected a couple of home runs on his birthday. So we'll see what the night holds for the Rays first baseman, turning 34. The 1-2. And there's strike 3 call. Curveball. And strikeout number 3 posted by Dubron.
Oh, here it is. What a change of pace this was. Snap off the curveball, let it track to the outside corner. Dan Bellino says it caught that front corner of the plate.
Yeah, and there's not much point in arguing with Bellino. A couple of years of experience as a major league umpire, but he also has a law degree. So you're probably not going to win an argument with him. An umpire and a lawyer. Pitch outside to Sean Rodriguez. 1 ball and no strikes. Foul ball. That's straight back. Out of play it goes. 1-1 now. Boston comes in 3 games under 500. Been scoring a lot of runs. Pitching at times has been an issue. But Dubron tonight has been good in the first couple of innings of this game. Up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Fly ball to center. Alan Bird is there. 2 outs.
Well, let's take a look at our scouting report on Elliot Johnson, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. Red hot. He's got an 8-game hitting streak right now, hitting .462 over the course of that streak, and a dual threat during that streak. 5 out of 11 right-handed, hitting .455, and left-handed 7 out of 15. So he is getting it done from both sides. And as we learned last night, there are only 2 sides.
This pitch is down. 1 ball and no strikes. How about the hitting streak at 462? And he also has mixed in a couple of bunt base hits this year. Pitch is fouled back and the count is 1-1. I like Elliott's evaluation of his situation. He said, look, the Rays and Andrew Friedman, they're all about value. He said my value was low, so he was going to keep me around as an asset because he probably couldn't get much for me. And he says, now look, I've rebounded.
Sell high. He sell high.
1-1 the count. It's upstairs. It's 2-1. Well, there's a lot of perseverance in this part of the lineup for the Rays with Elliott Johnson and Rich Thompson, who's hitting 9th in the Rays lineup. Two-one now. It's low. 3 balls and a strike. Dubron had a 1-2-3 first, gave up the single to Keppinger in the second. There's retired Pena and Rodriguez. There's Chris Jimenez on deck. And ball 4. So 2 men on with 2 men out. Chris is hitting .220, and most of that has come against left-handed pitching. He's 10 out of 26 against lefties. So he's in there against this one tonight.
And this would be a good time to come through once again. I mean, after you get a free pass to the 7 hole to get a guy into scoring position, you'd like to make Dubron pay for that mistake.
First pitch taken for a strike. Dubron, left to his own devices, not in much of a hurry between pitches, and especially with men on base. And he throws another strike. And speeds. That puts Jimenez way down in the count, 0-2. And a bit Dumont thought he had that inside corner with that fastball. Got it up there in the mid-90s. Pretty close.
Yeah, it was really close. Good pitch here. Did not get the call, and then a quick change of direction. You make that mistake, start to walk off. You want to pop back up on that mound real quick. Almost a non-verbal apology.
And the ground ball to third. Bobbled, but picked up by Middlebrooks, and the throw to first in plenty of time, and the Rays leave 2 through 2. They're down 2-0.
to the third inning. We are talking right now with Major Tim Gilliam. He is the St. Petersburg Salvation Army Area Commander. And Tim, a special day today for the Salvation Army and for Joe Madden.
Exactly. Today we wanted to recognize community all-stars, and Joe was one of those all-stars. He received our Good Samaritan of the Year award.
Yeah, Joe does so many great things with Thanksmas and helping you guys out during the offseason.
He has such a passion for those who are down and out in our community, and with the Thanksmas event in the fall, he really is able to touch and shake the hands and give hugs to literally hundreds of people as he gets the food, prepares the food, and serves the food, and it just makes such a difference for the morale of the people in our community.
Yeah, we've been fortunate all of our broadcast team has had a chance to participate in that. This is a big week for the Salvation Army.
Yeah, this is National Salvation Army Week in the United States, and we came to the United States in 1880. The Salvation Army began in 1865 in London, England, but in St. Petersburg this year we're celebrating 100 years of service right here in this community and in Pinellas County.
Amazing stuff. Right now we'll take it back to the guys. Tim, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Adrian Gonzalez up here with a count of 2-0. The breaking ball from Moore missed. Gonzalez, as you can see there, hit by a pitch his first time up. Now Moore is behind 3-0. So it continues to be a quest for command for Matt Moore. Popper back at third. It's going to be out of the reach of Sean Rodriguez. Hustling over there on that little broken bat pop foul. It's never a good sign when you're swinging 3-0 and you break the bat.
No, never.
I mean, the great hitters do it.
Yeah.
There's an example.
Well, tonight's game is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
Gonzalez back in with a count of 3-1. Fouls this one a little roller.
He cannot lay off that fastball that's close to him. He probably swung at ball 4 twice now.
Mm-hmm.
A broken bat and his
and a broken
bruised toe. Yeah, right.
Wow.
Oh, wow. No, yeah. That doesn't feel good. So let's see. You were hit in the groin on your first at-bat. Then you swing 3-0 on ball 4 and break a bat. Then that's clearly a ball, and it takes it right off your knee.
Well, another good argument for swinging at strikes. Having that right knee checked over. Gonzalez, who was ahead in the count 3-0, now finds the count full. Bobby Valentine makes an appearance to check it out. Three-two now, and a long one deep down the right side. That ball is going to be a foul ball. Wow. Did he give that one a ride? Nothing wrong with his knee.
No. Or that bat.
Look at this. And strike 3 call. Gonzalez called out on strikes. He flipped the bat away. He's not happy. He was not altogether happy with some of the calls of balls and strikes last night and was a little vocal about it.
Well, he's got no reason to complain about this pitch. This pitch right at the bottom of the strike zone and catches tons of plate. That's a perfectly good pitch.
There's a swing and a miss. Little Middlebrooks on the fastball, strike 1. 0-2. The fastball. One and two. Foul ball holds the count right there. More here in the early stages, making a lot of pitches. There's Adrian Gonzalez. He's just checking the replay. Swing and a miss. Middlebrooks out on strikes. A mid-90s fastball against him.
Well, and where was every other fastball during the course of that at-bat? Down in the zone. He finished Gonzalez off down in the zone. He goes down, down, down to Middlebrooks, and then comes middle of the plate with a little bit of elevation to it and gets it right by him. And that's not even as far up as he probably could have gone. That's what happens when you change eye levels. Guys can't catch that.
Well, there's Cody Ross, who walked with the bases loaded in the first inning. And there's the strike. The count's 0-2. And him out in front. Well, he went 3-2 with him and walked him on a changeup to force home a run in the first. 2 outs, bases empty here in the third. And this one hit right back down the middle. Center field. Upton's going to go to the wall, and it's caught. Home run to center by Cody Ross. That was an 0-2 changeup. And he hit it right out of here.
And he had looked bad on every other changeup that was anywhere near the zone, swinging and missing. And here he goes. This one stays up, and he stays back. You see the backspin off that bat, and it just keeps carrying.
So for Ross, that's his 7th home run of the year. The 8th home run given up by Moore this year. Daniel Nava fouls the fastball back. That's a strike. Well, the Red Sox up there now with a run in the first, a run in the second, a run here in the third on the Cody Ross home run, and Nava an aggressive swing on the first pitch fastball. And the momentum of this game, the Red Sox lineup feeling they might have more on the run a little bit. With the strike on the outside part of the plate. And the strange thing about that, first couple of hitters there, you started to think, well, maybe Moore is starting to get it together. And he got ahead of the hitter Cody Ross, and then boom, another changeup, and Ross hit it out just straight away center. So more inconsistency here in this one tonight.
That's been how it's gone for Matt. I mean, really all season long. You see little bits and spurts.
1-2 headed toward right center. Zobrist will close it out to make the catch. A run on the Cody Ross home run. We go to the bottom of the third. 3-0 Boston.
It's been a long journey for Rich Thompson. Rob, and he talks about his reaction to the news.
I got a little bit teary-eyed. I was driving and, got off the phone with Ryan Sandberg, my manager, and called my wife as quick as I could. And she was driving too, and luckily neither of us had an accident. It was pretty unbelievable. We've been at it for a long time, and kind of in an unlikely circumstance to be plucked out of AAA for another organization to the big leagues.
He and his wife Teresa have been living in the Tampa area the last 7 years, and here he is with the Rays. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Rich Thompson, 33 years old. He spent 13 years in the minor leagues and has not been in a big league game since 2004 until he arrived here last night, and he makes his first start in this game tonight. Up here to lead off the bottom of the third against the left-hander Felix Dubron. The pitch is a strike. He's been playing at the AAA level in the Philadelphia Phillies organization this year. He's hitting .307 there. And the pitch in around the knees, a fastball. 0-2. So this is his second major league at bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grounded into a double play in his only other big league at bat. And the pitch is a strike call. Caught looking here to open the bottom of the third. That's the first out. Right after that first big league at bat, he went to Brian Anderson's house.
Where I taught him how to do this.
Well, that's a pretty good
fastball
pitch
there by Dubron. Well, yeah, first 2 to get ahead of him, then close him out with the fastball in. Yeah, we had a little team cookout.
Yeah, how about
the
Shea Anderson
household. Yes.
Here's the pitch to Zobrist, chopped to third. Middlebrooks goes right up, straight up to field that one and make the play to Gonzalez. So that's 2 up and 2 down, 2 quick outs here in the third. So how about that? He comes up here, jars your memory.
Right.
He's talked about it.
Yeah.
He said that Brian Anderson was a nice guy. I said, wait, there are a lot of Brian Andersons around these days. Is that the same one?
An I or Y? Right.
B.J. Upton pops it up. But there's going to be catcher's interference here. Upton's going to be awarded first base on catcher's interference. Shopik made contact with Upton's bat. So it will not be an at-bat for Upton. He'll be awarded first on catcher's interference. And an error charge to Shopik. Kelly's first error of the year.
Well, let's take a look. BJ aggressive going after it, and as Kelly Shopik is reaching back in, and you can see the little wince from him.
So the Rays got a base runner with 2 outs, and that'll get Luke Scott up there. Luke grounded to second his first time. Rays had a couple men on in the second. A step back, but no throw by Dubron. The opposition 3 of 3 running against him. Not a lot of opportunities over the last season or so. He did have a couple pickoffs last year, though.
A lot of times, with left-handers, if you don't have a great move, if you just pick the right pitch to go over on, because base stealers off lefties are going to go first movement. They're not going to wait around to see if you're headed home. They're gone. You pick the right pitch, and you get it over there quick enough. Get yourself some pickoffs.
LeBron stepped back. Scott stepped out. a move to first. BJ's back in.
BJ definitely has the attention of Dubron. You remember from the flashback from Luke Scott's first at-bat, couple of home runs off of Dubron. You get him thinking about BJ over there and leaving one out over the plate, get right back in this game in a hurry.
And now Luke Scott is hit by the pitch. Well, Scott will go to first. Scott hit on the foot last night and hit here.
Well, this fastball in, and it gets Luke Scott right in the ribs, right under that lat. You wonder if that was a little retaliation for getting Gonzalez. First pitch. I don't know why you put BJ out at second base, but also when they showed Dubron and Kelly Shopik walking back to the mound, Dubron didn't look real concerned about hitting him either.
So 2 men on, and Keppinger's going to be the hitter. Pitch is a strike. Off speed.
Those are the kind of instances right there where the blood starts to boil in each dugout, and this is where you start to get some fireworks. Actually up in the booth too.
There's a strike. 0-2. Two now to Keppinger. And a line drive base hit into left. Upton heads to the plate, and the Rays are on the board. Well, the hit batsman moved Upton into scoring possession, and Keppinger comes through, driving in the run.
Yeah, probably not smiling about that. Jeff Keppinger making him pay. Come right out here, get that breaking ball that catches a little bit too much plate, laces it into left field, and even though Nava comes in, that ball's not that deep. BJ Upton with his speed, 2 outs, he's going on contact, not going to throw him out.
So the Rays are on the board. Scott at second and Keppinger at first. 8th run batted in for Keppinger. 2 for 2 tonight off the lefty. He came in hitting .394 against left-handed pitching. Here's Carlos. The pitch is a strike, and Shopik ready to fire down to second. Carlos with 5 home runs on the year. 2 coming against lefties. Pitch stayed inside. Threw the curveball and missed with it. 1-1. With a run on a couple of hits. Swing and a miss, and now the throw to second, and Scott is back in there. Scott way off the bag, almost daring Shopik to make a throw.
And he will. Shopik, quick trigger. He's getting that aggressive secondary lead, anticipating contact.
Carlos with a 1-2 count. Dubron to the plate. And strike 3 is called. He got him looking at a curveball in the second. He gets him looking at a curveball in the third. 3-1 Boston. All-inclusive Hancock Bank Club because it offers extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. It's the Hancock Bank Club featuring an upscale menu and inclusive drink options. For tickets and more information, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Well, the Rays are on the board. It's 3-1. We go to the fourth. Marlon Byrd, who hit a home run in the second inning, leads off here in the frame. This is a strike. Matt Moore now on the verge of making his 70th pitch here as he opens the fourth inning. 2.
A nice curveball there. He can continue making them like that. Have some quick, efficient innings. This ball, that snap break late.
Pretty close. Fastball down. It's 1-2. Jose Bautista hit his 10th home run in that game for the Blue Jays against the Yankees, and that will give Toronto a 2-1 lead. New York hitting in the fourth at last check. To the count. Pitch is wide. 3-2. Interleague play begins tomorrow, and the Rays will entertain the Atlanta Braves. Chipper Jones making what amounts to his farewell tour. So Chipper Jones and the Braves due to be in here. Oh, there's strike 3 call. Bird was on his way to first, and the off-speed pitch was in there for a strike. Dan Bellino's getting a little more aggressive behind the plate as the Red Sox hitters are taking a liberty or two.
Yeah, these guys are down there making calls for him. Right here, after missing badly with the changeup, he comes right back in with one right there. I caught the corner. Watch right here, right over. That was definitely high enough. That's a strike.
It's Kelly shopping. Pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. I don't care what you say. There becomes well, sometimes I really do. Sensitive that way. But there does develop in this situation with a lineup of hitters, and I think especially a young umpire, second year for Bellino, he's going to stand his ground. He's establishing his credentials in the major leagues, and we're seeing a little of that back and forth between, I think, the plate umpire and the Red Sox right now. Swing and a miss and a good fastball.
Well, even though you don't care, I'm going to agree with you on that one, and also say, they don't like that. Umpires don't like that.
No.
They don't do my job for me. I'll let you know. And, you know, maybe his call's slower than others, but too bad. I mean, you got to wait on him, and you know what? You run the risk of him.
Swing and a miss. Shopwick swinging the bat. He's out on strikes.
Just overpowered there, mid-90s. Right down Broadway. Good fastball here by Moore. Well, you see when he gets that good finish out in front, how the ball just jumps out of his hand.
So a couple of strikeouts. 7 in the game. Here's the top of the order, Mike Avilius. The pitch outside. 1 ball and no strikes. By the way, we'll be chatting with Jim Hickey, the Rays pitching coach. This pitch is fouled. 1-1. There's Jim. We'll be chatting with him in the bottom of the 4th inning. In a bit. It's 2-1. That's strike 2. Fly ball to center. PJ is there to make the catch. 1-2-3 go the Red Sox. Bottom of the 4th coming. We'll chat with Jim Hickey in a moment. Jim Hickey joins us, the Rays pitching coach. Jim, we appreciate the time from the Rays dugout. And I think Matt Moore, after a little bit of a slow start here, the last inning or 2, seems to be a little better.
Yeah, over the last couple of innings, certainly a little bit better. He made the 0-2 mistake for the home run to Cody Ross. But I think over the last couple of innings, he's kind of found a little bit more of a rhythm, and I really think that's been, you know, just what he's missing. He's just been missing that kind of that in sync type of a feel, and you know, certainly, you know, struggling through things, and I'm sure he's not accustomed to that. Adds to it also, but I think these last couple of innings have been really good.
Sean Rodriguez taking a strike, and A couple of your
I don't need to know
rotation.
Yeah, I don't need to know who it was.
Strike two.
Let me guess. The two guys who are leading the staff in wins.
Yeah, well, they get special dispensation for that. You lead the staff in wins, you get to do that.
Right, exactly.
0-2 here, the count to Sean Rodriguez. And this one is down, a ball and 2 strikes. No secret that Matt Moore certainly raised the bar last year. Great expectations coming out. He's only 22. He was the pitching coach and a young man with a great arm who has struggled with consistency this year. How do you approach that?
Well, I think one of the things we have to remember is he has, like you said, set the bar so high, and we saw him after probably 27 or 28 minor league starts when he was in sync. He's probably also never really struggled as badly as he has now, although historically he's been a slower starter than he has been a finisher. So I think you'll see him, round into form a little bit more now. But I think
base hit into right the other way, and Sean Rodriguez is aboard to open the home half of the 4th.
I think the thing that's most important to keep in mind is the fact that, this is his first time through. I believe this is his 9th or his 10th start, period in the major leagues, and he can certainly be very productive here, but you can't just expect him to be that right off of the bat. That's very unusual, and I think we've all gone through, struggles like that. Everybody down here, even the 2 yahoos that dumped the seeds on my head.
Hey, Hick, when you look at Matt Moore, you talk about the mechanical adjustment that he's made to get back into a better rhythm the last couple of innings. Because he's so young, how much are you talking to him in between innings, or how much do you want to put on him? Because obviously there's something a little bit off, a little bit out of rhythm. You don't want to overload his plate. How do you handle that?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to give him too much in terms of game planning, too much in terms of what he's doing mechanically, too much, mentally and all that. But the delivery is very fluid. It's a nice delivery, and it's got a lot of moving parts. And when he does get it all together, it's very, very impressive, and it's very productive. And the only thing that I saw was a little bit of a hesitation, maybe toward the top of his delivery, as he committed to home plate. Where he was really just trying to really kind of hard focus on what he wanted to do and load up. And I think it just took a bit away from his just natural type of a delivery. So he's just trying to continue to flow through that a little bit more with less of a hesitation, maybe less of a thought process, but I am trying to keep it to a minimum, in terms of what he's got on his plate, apart from being out there and pitching.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that delivery right now, and it gives us an idea of what you're talking about.
Well, you see the hand gets out in front as the foot's coming down. The good finish, the ball's down with good movement on it.
Yeah, if you can picture his release point as maybe a big circle, he's probably got about a 15 to 18-inch circle that he's letting that ball go in now, and thus he's a little bit erratic. And as soon as he can just narrow that down, make that window a little bit smaller where he releases the ball out front, you're going to see some really electric stuff. And here we are, lamenting the fact that he's not pitching so well, and certainly the pitch count is high. But he's striking people out. He's got guys swinging and missing. He's got the 3 quality pitches. He really doesn't need to, add anything else. Simply, as soon as he has a little bit of success and a little bit of confidence, you'll see him roll.
Well, there's an off-speed pitch, a changeup to get Elliott Johnson on strikes for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We don't want to keep you any more away from your work than we absolutely have to here, but we couldn't let you go without talking about what's been going on in the bullpen.
Yeah.
It's just been an amazing story.
What's been going on in the bullpen? Well, the bullpen caught a lot of heat early in the season because of the fact that, we allowed a number of runs early in the season. So, people pick up the paper, or you have to report on the fact that the bullpen has a 9.5 earned run average or whatever it is. So it was ugly, but I would say probably, I don't know the exact numbers, but certainly 3+ weeks now, the bullpen's probably been as good as anybody that there is. Apart from Peralta having his struggles early, there really wasn't a whole lot going on apart from the couple of big innings in Boston. I think everyone settled into their roles. Certainly Fernando Rodney has allowed that to happen. And, you know, what a surprise. I shouldn't say a surprise, but it's a pleasant surprise. You know, but what a plus he's been, you know, where he can just go ahead and anchor down that last spot and let these other guys work around it. And it's all contagious. You know, when we weren't pitching quite so well at the beginning of the year, it was contagious. And while we're pitching well now, that's certainly contagious also. And no one wants to be the weak link in the chain down there.
1-1 here, the count to Chris Jimenez. Cues it foul up the right side. In regard to Rodney, here's a guy who's always had a great arm, a great velocity. He's had that changeup. But I don't think there's been a time in his career, and even when he had that stretch over in Detroit, when he got all of those saves, I don't know that there's been a time in his career when he's had better control than he has right now. How do you account for that?
Well, I think one of the things that happened is in spring training, that was one of the very few things that we talked about, was not necessarily control, but simply the fastball in the strike zone. The changeup was always there, the big swing and a miss pitch. The fastball's a swing and a miss pitch too, obviously. And, you know, here we go with the confidence again. He probably wasn't very confident over the last couple of years as he struggled. And right now he feels like he's 10 feet tall and bulletproof. You know, the confidence is there. He's extremely aggressive. I also think comfort has a lot to do with it. He's extremely comfortable here, and he's having a good time here. And, you know, it's a lot easier to have a good time when you're 12 for 12 in save situations. But he was having a good time even in spring training prior to that. And I really think just the culture and everything here, the fact that he is comfortable and he's having a good time has a lot to do with it.
All right, Jim, we appreciate your time. You're kind enough to come on with us in the middle of the game. And let's see what the Rays can do here the rest of this night. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ed.
Ground ball back to Dubrado. Had a little trouble finding the handle on it. Wanted to start perhaps a double play, but could not get the throw back to second base and settles for the out at first. Rodriguez moves into second. He's there now in scoring position with 2 outs.
Well, here it is. That curveball stays up. Jimenez reaching out for it off the end of the bat, but Dubrado can't come over with it smoothly, and now the Rays have an opportunity here. 2 outs, runner at second. Chance to further dig into this Boston lead.
Well, here's Rich Thompson. Going to turn, nothing doing back there at second with Sean Rodriguez. Thompson making his first big league start. 33-year-old outfielder. And he takes the curveball down. A ball and no strikes. A little chopper toward the middle. Gonna go through and a base hit into center. Rodriguez will score. Rich Thompson comes up with his first base hit, and it drives in a run to make it a 1-run ball game. First major league hit for Rich Thompson. A chopper through the middle.
How about that? See, that's what we talked about during the barbecue. They're going back up the middle. Right here, Rays with an opportunity. Rich Thompson stays on that pitch and just chops it up the middle. Pedroia, everything he's got to get to it, can't do it. And the Rays cut it in 3-2.
And just like that, the Rays have come back from a 3-run deficit, trailing only by 1 now. Boy, that's got to feel really good for Rich Thompson, who waited a long time to get back to the big leagues. Hadn't been in the big leagues since 2004 when he played in 6 games for Kansas City. Had just 1 at bat. Primarily a pinch runner used for defensive purposes. And there's that baseball. And who knows where that ball's going to go now. And the ball they'll present him with.
Yeah, right. It'll be all full of chicken grease and misspelled name.
Wrong date.
Right.
So it's 3-2. Now Thompson over at first can run. He had 442 stolen bases in his minor league career. Ben Zobrist in the batter's box. And the pitch, he started to go and checked in time. Jerry Lane, the crew chief, down at first, checking in, and says he held up. 1-0 the count to Ben. And the pitch down, it gets away, but not far enough. Thompson could not advance.
I think he got caught flat-footed right there. That was a breaking ball. You see that in the dirt, and with his speed, any kind of anticipation, he could have been at second. Here it is. I mean, that ball, you can see that coming out of the hand that was destined for the dirt. You see, he was protecting it. He was moving back because of the move of DeBron. The fact that he thought he may come over there. Wrong way.
There he goes. Pitch is down, and there'll be no throw. A stolen base. So Rich Thompson not only drives in a run with his first major league hit, it's on there and steals second.
David Price telling him to take the bag. He sandbagged him. Moved back on the previous pitch and then swiped this one with a good jump. Take the bag, the baseball. The bat's authenticated. The uniform's going to Cooperstown.
Now the 3-0 pitch. And ball 4 inside. Then Zobrist draws his 31st walk of the year. The Rays have 2 men on with a run home. First stolen base there for Rich Thompson. He says, hey, grab that bag. Here's B.J. Upton. Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Thompson hits for third. The throw's going to be to second, and the Rays pull off a double steal. Thompson steals third. The trailing runner was Zobrist, and Shopping decided he had a better shot there. The Rays steal them both.
Yeah, I think that shot into Luke Scott's ribcage has really woken up this Rays bench. Look at that. Not even a look back at Rich Thompson, who got a big-time head start, tipped off what they were going to do. It didn't matter, and they swipe it easily.
Now 2 men in scoring position for the Rays in this 3-2 game. B.J. takes a look too low. 2-1. We'll take a look at Thompson stealing third.
Well, you'd like to get a moving lead. That is ridiculous. Not even a look back. Way too easy.
Two-one pitch. That drops in for a strike. 2-2. The Rays with 3 stolen bases here in this inning. Rodriguez started it all with a base hit. He has scored. Thompson's at third. Zobrist on second. Two. And there is ball 3. And Dubron was headed to the dugout.
That's the second time. I don't understand with the Red Sox here. Dan Bellino will let you know. Don't try to do his job for him.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And a pop up. It's a foul ball coming straight back. That'll be out of play. So a 3-2 fastball is fouled back. Rays have 2 runs, 4 hits. Boston 3 runs, 5 hits. and in for ball 4. He missed by plenty there, and the bases are loaded. So the bases are going to be loaded for Luke Scott, who was hit by the pitch in the 3rd. So this turns out to be an extended inning here for Dubron. Bob McClure's on the bullpen phone. They're going to start to get some action down there. Atchison drops the warm-up jacket. He's going to start to get loose.
Well, why wouldn't you? Look at those numbers.
Luke 0 for 1 officially. So they're loaded. And a swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 1. It was the 29th pitch of the inning for Dubron.
Really?
There's the Luke Scott fan club down there. He could be the president.
Shaved in the dark. Jeez.
Close there. Tried the curveball, and the count is 1-1. So it's a 30-pitch inning. Pitch, foul back. 1-2. Boston scored single runs in each of the front 3 innings. And a run in the first on a bases loaded walk to Cody Ross. Home run by Bird in the 2nd. Solo home run by Ross in the 3rd. Jeff Keppinger single homer run for the Rays in the bottom of the 3rd. Thompson single homer run here in the 4th inning. Now the bases are loaded. 2 outs and a 1-2 count to Luke Scott. One-two pitch, and that ball is foul. Back into the screen. A curveball, just enough contact to foul it away. The Rays outlasted the Red Sox 2-1 last night.
Those things got straight all of a sudden.
Here's the 1-2, and it's pop foul back a 3rd. Now to play it goes.
I think somebody got a phone call. I think.
Really, just to straighten things up?
Yep.
Well, it looks like a couple of weasels have attacked their faces.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a good look.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, in a manner of speaking.
If you're number 30 for a Major League Baseball team named Luke Scott, it's a good look. If you're not, that stocking just came on top. Oh my goodness. Stop.
The 1-2 pitch again. And Scott shoots it on a line down to Gonzalez, who makes the catch. Luke Scott lines out to end the inning, but the Rays right back in this thing. Sean Rodriguez scored on the first Major League hit by Rich Thompson. Thompson picking up a couple steals as well. 3-2 Boston. Boston leading 3-2. Time for the Just for Men Auto Stop foolproof stat. You can take a look at Matt Moore and the descending number of innings per start. As he looks for a turnaround, you can count on Just for Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. Matt coming off a 15-pitch inning in the fourth, a 1-2 free frame, and that's the most efficient inning he's had tonight. He started with a 33-pitch first. Pitch to Pedroia is low. So he had an 83-pitch count through 4. And Dubront just finished a 34-pitch inning in the fourth to give him 78 pitches. There's a strike to Pedroia. It's 1-1. And now Bobby Valentine is giving the plate umpire Dan Bellino some of his opinions, and Bellino trying to put a stop to that. One ball, 2 strikes. Pedroia has struck out and singled. Pitch is low. It's a 2-2 count. Inside, that runs it full. 7 strikeouts tonight for Matt Moore. He's walked 1, given up 3 runs, 5 hits, a couple of home runs. Ortiz on deck, then Gonzalez to bat third in the inning, and a full count pitch from Matt Moore to Dustin Pedroia is on its way. Struck him out. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Went up with 97 to get him. Strikeout number 8.
And if you could read Dustin Pedroia's lips as he walked off the field, he said, swung at ball 4. I don't know. That ball looked pretty good. Sometimes the eyes get a little fuzzy when it's up in the upper 90s like that. But boy, you did not want to walk the leadoff man as you start to move through the middle of this Boston order for the 3rd time already.
Here's David Ortiz. Ortiz starts to go after it, takes ball 1. The career high in strikeouts for Matt Moore is 11. That came against New York last September. He has 8 strikeouts tonight. And Ortiz started to unload and managed to check again. 2-0. Over 90 pitches now for Matt Moore. And he finds the strike zone. 2-1. Pitch into Ortiz. And the fastball misses. 3-1. Right back with the next one. Ground ball into short right. Keppinger out of the shift will throw him out. So the Rays victimize Ortiz using the shift. He hit it through the hole on the right side, but right to Keppinger. Two gone, and now it'll be Adrian Gonzalez. Hit by a pitch in the first, called out on strikes in the third. He was vocal last night about some ball and strike calls, and Didn't like the sequence his last time up. Ball hit on the ground, and Elliott Johnson takes care of that. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We go into the bottom of the fifth. 3-2 Boston.
As we head into the bottom of the fifth inning, the Rays have pulled to within 3-2. Tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Well, the Rays coming to bat in the bottom of the fifth inning. Dubron had a long fourth. Moore retired Boston on 12 pitches in the fifth inning, and so the home half of the frame finds Jeff Keppinger leading off, and he looks at a strike. An opening fastball. Keppinger 2 for 2, had the RBI single in the third. The pitch is up. The Rays were 0 for 12 last night with men in scoring position, and 0 for 1 before Keppinger came up with that base hit. Two balls and a strike. Concluding the Toronto series, the Rays had gone 0 for 15 with men in scoring position before Keppinger drove in the Rays' first run of the night in the third. It's 3-1 right now to Keppinger. Red Sox had to get their bullpen up in the fourth. And Keppinger works him for a walk. Leadoff man aboard. Look at Carlos Pena to the plate. Well, that's what you want to do when a pitcher has a high pitch count inning. Trying to get him right back out there as quickly as possible again. And he walks Keppinger. Carlos has been victimized by breaking balls tonight. Called out on strikes on a curve in the second, and again same thing in the third. Felix Dubron out of the stretch now. And Pena granted time by the plate umpire Dan Bellino. Pitch to Pena, and he pops it up left side. Little Brooks, the third baseman, grabs it. Carlos is the first out.
Well, the Tampa Bay Times, formerly the St. Petersburg Times, changed its name to better reflect the region it serves. To subscribe to the Tampa Bay Times, call 877-THE-TIMES or visit tampabay.com/subscribe. I don't think Carlos Pena wanted to get back to that breaking ball.
Nope.
Got aggressive on that fastball and got in there a little bit on it.
Sean Rodriguez started the 4th inning with a base hit. And he lifts the fly ball. Center field. Bird closing on it is there. And he hands it. So after the walk, 2 quick outs. Pena pops out. Rodriguez hit the fly ball to center. So Elliott Johnson will be on his way to the plate. Burt Badenhop is up in the Rays bullpen. The Rays have 5 innings for Matt Moore and 95 pitches. Johnson takes a strike. Elliott has hit safely in 8 games in a row. Had a good road trip. Was 11 of 22 on the swing to New York, Baltimore, and Toronto. Elliott had a bunt single last night to extend his hitting streak to 8. Now he's behind here, 0-2. Felix Gibran has recovered nicely from that leadoff walk.
Back here, that ball catching the bottom of the strike zone. What didn't look good is Kelly Shopik having to go back and reach and catch that ball. A lot of movement from the catcher, and you see a ball down in the zone like that, you assume got to be a ball, but it's close.
The 0-2 and a swing and a miss. Elliott Johnson out on strikes. So we've gone through 5. 3-2 Boston.
For the premiere of Inside the Rays, Matt Moore. We'll follow Matt's unique journey to the major leagues and learn about his strong support system that has made his career possible. It's all Inside the Rays, Matt Moore, Saturday after Rays Live, the postgame show on Sun Sports. Speaking of his support system, there you see his brother Bobby and Bobby's wife Tricia. They're here from New Mexico watching this one, and Bobby was really Matt's idol growing up, and he could have had a great baseball career too had it not been for an injury. So guys, Inside the Rays, Matt Moore premieres on Saturday after the postgame show. Back to you.
All right, we'll look forward to seeing that. Had to be his brother.
And I mean, when they were showing that shot in between innings, I looked over you and I said, what's Matt Moore doing in the stands?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel better now.
There you are. Glad Todd cleared that up. Will Middlebrooks will open the 6th inning. Matt Moore's pitch is outside. 1-0 the count. Brooks called out on strikes in the first, out swinging in the third. Fastball each time. 2 balls, no strikes. Blue Jays batting in the bottom of the 6th at home, leading New York 2-1. The Rays started the day tied for first with Baltimore. The Orioles have won, so at the moment the Rays are a half game back. Brook lifts the fly ball to center. BJ is there and makes the catch. 1 away. Time for the AT&T trivia question. Here it is. Since April 21st, which pitching staff has the lowest earned run average in the major leagues?
There was no effort put into that question. That caught him by surprise, like the scouting report typically catches me by surprise daily.
If you want trivia, just wait till we get into interleague play.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of it there. There's a strike to Cody Ross. The Rays will enter interleague play tomorrow.
And you know what? That's great and all, but I still don't get why they don't flip the DH rule.
2 strikes.
I mean, when you're playing in American League parks, pitchers hit. When you go to the National League, you get the DH. I mean, is it that hard?
Thinking outside the box. But you really are.
But not
Way to
really.
go.
But not really.
Well, you know, you're being modest.
I'm trying to make it interesting.
Toward the line and right. Zobrist on the move, gets over there to make the catch. I think that's a great idea. If you're going to have interleague play,
that's right.
If you're going to have it to begin with. That's a whole other question.
You can make the argument that interleague play has gotten somewhat stale. People aren't as excited about it.
Yeah.
So you know what? In order to church it up again, you just flip the rules.
Actually, you could make the argument that about the first year it was starting to get stale.
Well, unless you're an American pitcher going to a National League city.
Well,
but I think they should do it.
You're doing it for American League pitchers?
Well, that's right. Now you have these guys. They can watch David Price hit a home run and do a little roll into home plate for real.
The strike to Daniel Nava.
Hey, listen, I'm not a proponent of it. I'm saying if you're going to have it, that's the way to make it more interesting.
I think that's a good idea if you're going to have it. And the strike.
So short of saying it, I'm assuming that you're not all for it.
I'm not really all for it. No, I'm not. You could assume that. I think there are certain matchups that are intriguing and others not so intriguing, and there are more non-intriguing. And I really think that some of the matchups
irrelevant.
They're not really matchups. The Red Sox are playing the Phillies. That's their big rivalry in interleague. Really?
Geographical.
You know. Ground ball right side. Moore is going to have to head to first. Now Pena's going to get over there, and he beats Nava in. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. 3-2 Boston. shaky start when he loaded the bases in the first and walked Cody Ross to make it 1-0. Marlon Byrd opened the second inning with a home run. Cody Ross struck again in the third on an 0-2 changeup. He hit out to dead center. The Rays got back into this game with a run in the third. Jeff Keppinger's base hit scored B.J. Upton. And Rich Thompson got his first big league hit in the fourth inning, scoring Sean Rodriguez to make it 3-2. So we'll head into the bottom of the sixth inning here. A one-run ball game. Matt Moore has recovered nicely here in the last few innings.
He really has. His misses have been better. He's looked better. Great job.
Chris Jimenez leading off and taking a pitch high. 1-0.
It's one of the things too that it takes to be a successful big league pitcher. You're not going to be on spot, spot on from the get-go. You got to be able to make in-game adjustments. Something he did.
A high fly ball off the bat of Jimenez. It's Marlon Byrd in center field, putting it away. One out here in the sixth inning. And with this one out, nobody on situation, let's check in with Barry LeBrock.
All right, guys, thanks. Love the discussion about interleague play, all the debate about it, whether or not there's pitchers hitting in whatever parks. It's happening, and these teams are coming here to see you. Our text poll question tonight: which interleague series you looking forward to most? The Braves start tomorrow. The Nats, of course, come in with that great young team. A lot of guys. There's a fly ball to center field and deep. Dwayne, take it.
Yeah, Bird's going to go all the way to the track for this one. He had a little trouble, but he stayed with it no matter which way he turned. He didn't want to lose visual contact with that fly ball, and he got back a couple steps from the wall and made the catch.
Well, how many times have we seen that with outfielders here at Tropicana Field? You've got the darkened roof and the rubbed up baseball, and if you lose eye contact, it can be difficult to pick it back up. So he's going to twist and turn, but look at those eyes. Never leave the baseball. He's able to haul it down. Not the prettiest route, but it was effective.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing to do out there, because you don't want to lose sight of that fly ball, and Bird never did. Ben Zobrist, and he shoots a base hit into center field. Ben's on for the second time. So with a base runner at first and 2 outs, Barry, let's go back to you.
All right, guys, the text poll question: which team are you looking forward to seeing most in interleague play? Is it the Phillies? They're in late June. Probably have Ryan Howard back and maybe Chase Utley as well. The Mets, 2 series against the Marlins. Text us 789-789 and let us know who you're looking forward to seeing most.
B.J. Upton. I'll tell you, out of that, I mean, we've got it. I want to see the Nationals.
Me too.
Yep, there you are. Well,
I want to see the park.
There you are. Exactly.
Yep.
Want to see the park and some of that young talent they have up there. Upton fouls the pitch back. Strike one. Two outs. Zobrist at first.
I want to go down and lead a march of some kind on some sort of monument.
Rebel in you surfacing. And time called now. LeBron taking a little extra time. He's ready now. Low. 1-1. It's a foul ball. The count is 1-2. You want to see pitchers hit? Here they are.
Launch it.
Shields sent one into the seats. How about this guy? Jeremy Hellickson, who may be the best hitter among the pitching staff. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's a good contact guy. Finally went deep. Launched one in BP. Now Price and Shields will probably argue that point, that he's not the best hitting pitcher. But there has been a consensus growing that Hellickson is. Just reporting what I'm hearing. Ground ball. That's a fair ball and past the diving Middlebrooks up the line. Zobrist will go to third, into second with a double. B.J. Upton, and the Rays have a 2-out threat. Bobby Valentine will make the walk to the mound. Luke Scott is due. Here's another look at the double.
Now that ball doesn't get in on BJ. Stays out over the plate. He's able to get the barrel to it. Get it down past the diving Middlebrooks. But Daniel Nava able to cut that ball off before it got to the corner. And that saved the Rays from tying this ball game up.
And we have a pitching change. That's it for Dubront. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Wireless for all.
Punch top can for a smoother pour. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Felix Dubront departs after pitching 5 2/3. He leaves with a couple runners on. He's been charged with 2 runs so far and is responsible for those 2 runners. 7 strikeouts and 4 walks. 6 hits in 5 2/3. He got up to 97 pitches. Rich Hill, the lefty, now on to face Luke Scott. Go for 2, lined out to first as last time. And the pitch is high, a ball and no strikes.
Now Rich Hill doesn't look like a very comfortable at bat for a left-handed hitter. That arm angle, that ball starting out behind you.
Rally chops are out again. The 1-0. And a strike call. Curveball. What do you think?
Now let's take a look. It's not pretty, but it's effective.
The 1-1. High fly ball into left. Nava's going to be there, and he makes the catch. The Rays threaten with 2 outs, leave 2. We go to the 7th, 3-2 Boston. Boston, Matt Moore out of the game after 6 innings, and things did get progressively better for him.
Yes, they did. Matt Moore recovered nicely from some command issues early on. He locked it in the last 3-4 innings. He was very good. Ended up with a nice final line, able to move the ball around. A lot of his misses as the game went on were in the right spots. He really did a nice job of keeping the Rays in this ball game. You know, falling down early 3-0. He locked it in, allowed this offense to get some opportunities to get right back in it. He's got to feel good about this outing tonight.
So 6 innings of work, and he gives way to Burke Badenhop. 19th appearance already for Badenhop. And the first pitch to Marlon Byrd, taken for a strike. That's a strike. Ball, 2 strikes. Moore had that big first inning, 33 pitches, and then the pitch count was headed in the right direction thereafter. 2-2 now the count to Byrd. First 2 innings, 49 pitches combined. The third and fourth together, 34, and then the fifth and sixth, 23. So that's a great trend for the young left-hander. And that's a strike call. Byrd caught looking. Badenhop rings him up. Well, strikeout number 9 for Rays pitching.
You know what Badenhop's been so good at doing lately is starting that sinker off the plate away and then curling it back to that outside corner. This one, he just burrows down in the zone. You see that little action coming back. That pitch stays on the plate. The call goes against Byrd.
Kelly Shopik goes after the first pitch. Fouls it back.
Pretty disappointed in Kelly tonight. He's given us nothing.
Well, ground ball and a strikeout, but no bats in the stands.
Yeah, I mean, nothing goofy.
Yeah, action in the bullpen for the Rays. I mean, no acrobat performances on the bases.
That's right.
Yeah, how about that one?
For your first.
2 strikes. Little flashback time.
Yes. That never gets old. What was the little pause though for right here? Oh, little back door.
Hey, not everyone can perfect that.
There's never been a first stolen base in Major League history that came anywhere close to resembling that.
And he's out on strikes. A cut and a miss at the fastball. That's strikeout number 10 for Rays pitching tonight. 2 outs in the 7th inning.
How about Badenhop overpowering Kelly Shopping right there? He just came right after him. Kelly, dead red fastball hitter. Badenhop gets 92 and sneaks it right by him.
And as a result of this, it's pizza time. So Kelly Shopping obliges by becoming the 10th strikeout.
You knew he was going to come into play.
There he is. He contributes no matter what he does. He will contribute in one form or another. 1-0 the count now to the leadoff hitter, Mike Aviles. And there's a strike, 1-1. Another close one going tonight. The Rays are 10-3 in 1-run games. 2 balls and a strike. Well, last night's game 2-1. On the final game in Toronto 4-3. Foul ball back. Squares the count at 2-2. Look at that. Best home records.
Just for you, Sir K.
And strike 3 called on the outside edge. Aviles upset. He's just been ejected. Aviles ejected on the called 3rd strike. And Bobby Valentine comes in to pick up the conversation. Aviles has been ejected from the game. Badenhop strikes out the side. We'll take a look at this pitch. 7th inning stretch time. 3-2 Boston. Over. Aviles ejected from the game. Scott Atchison on the mound. His first pitch to Keppinger in there for a strike. Well, this was that same matchup we had last night. Atchison and Keppinger. Keppinger hits it on the ground to Puto. Throw to first in time. One away. Badenhop strikes out the side in the top half of the inning, and now Atchison follows Dubront and Hill to the mound for Boston.
Yeah, it's become a valuable weapon out of that Boston bullpen on for the 17th time, and the numbers all the way down. Very, very good. And Burt Badenhop, how about him? He's got that sinker working in high gear and getting it by the guys tonight.
Talk Atchison and Shopik talk about how they'll work Carlos Pena in this one-run game. And now here comes Valentine. Maybe they're not going to work to Pena because he got the left-hander up. And I'll tell you, that was a quick warm-up by Miller. So Atchison made 2 pitches. He got the ground ball to short. Call to the bullpen. Rays baseball brought to you tonight by your Bay Area Acura dealers, by Checkers Feast On, and by your local Southern Ford dealers. So Bobby Valentine here in the bottom of the 7th inning, sorting through the left-handers and the right-handers and back to a left-hander. You know, the interesting matchup here, he's going lefty-lefty as you might expect. Pena against Atchison lifetime is 0 for 5, and against Andrew Miller is 2 for 3. So we'll see how it works out. Pena 0 for 3 tonight. And the pitch is inside. Miller in the game for an inning last night, gave up a hit and a walk and picked up a couple of strikeouts. 2 strikeouts in the 6th inning last night. 1-0 the count to Pena. It's up and away. 2-0. 3-2 ball game. Boston scoring single runs in each of the first 3 innings. The Rays got an unearned run in the 3rd and another run in the 4th. Foul ball back on a fastball. Pretty good pitch right there. 2-1 now. The chops are gone. They appear mysteriously in key situations involving Luke Scott. 2-2 breaking ball. This game has been 3-2 since the 4th. We're in the bottom of the 7th. And a cut and a miss. Pena strikes out.
Well, a couple of good breaking balls there by Miller to close it out. 2-1, get it even, and then come back here with a 2-2. Boy, it's so tough for a left-handed hitter to stay on that pitch and do anything with it.
Well, there is Sean Rodriguez. They have Padilla up in the bullpen, and Valentine's going to come out to make another change. So Valentine heads to the mound. Another call to the bullpen for Boston. This one brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all.
This is just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
The Red Sox using 3 pitchers here in the 7th. 2 outs, nobody on. Sean Rodriguez facing Vicente Padilla. First pitch is upstairs. Right-handed batters on the year hitting .367 against Padilla. Lefties .200. And a high fly ball lifted toward left center. That's Bird making the catch in center. 1-2-3. We head into the 8th. 3-2 Boston.
Don't forget, tomorrow, Boss Man Jr. patrols center field. You could be wearing his shirt tomorrow because the first 10,000 fans get this Boss Man Jr. shirt presented by the Tampa Bay Times. It's all part of Friday Fest presented by Captain Morgan. And guys, you know, Fridays we'll be up here at the party deck. And up here, this whole group is celebrating May's birthday. Same birthday as Carlos Pena. So Thursday night it's fun. Friday night it's fun. I'll probably be back here tomorrow. May, happy birthday to you. All right, back to you guys.
Well, Burke Badenhop goes back to the mound here in the 8th. Struck out the side in the 7th inning, and he throws a strike to Dustin Pedroia to begin the 8th. Pedroia single back in the 2nd inning. Couple of strikeouts sandwiched around that, and a fly ball short center, going to drop in there. Didn't hit it hard, but he drops it in front of B.J. Upton. Hit number 6 for Boston. David Ortiz is due. The Rays have the bullpen busy, and Joe Madden pops out of the dugout. He's going to make a pitching change. So an inning plus for Badenhop, and we'll be back in a moment.
The runner on first, Kyle Farnsworth stares down his opponents, and now you too. On Sunday, May 20th, the first 10,000 kids 14 and under will receive a Kyle Farnsworth bobblehead presented by Advanica as part of Family Fun Day presented by the Tampa Bay Times.
J.P. Howell is brought on to face the left-handed bat of David Ortiz. 14th appearance for J.P. And a move to first. Pedroia back in. Pedroia just about to make a move, and Howell made his move.
Well, there it was, and he just does get back.
Pitch is high. Ball, no strikes. The Rays overload the right side with the shift. Keppinger on the infield dirt right now, though. He had been playing short right field with nobody on base. Two 2-0.
Well, you bring him in like that for the possibility of turning that double play, and also with the idea that J.P. Howell, David Ortiz probably going to see a lot of breaking balls, and maybe you get one off the end of the bat. It's not hit that hard.
And another toss to first. Hits are even, 6 apiece, and the Red Sox lead 3-2. Upstairs, JP falls behind Ortiz.
Well, and you know, these last couple of breaking balls that JP's thrown, the first one and then that one there, probably the worst curveballs that he's thrown. And guess what? They both followed up a move to first. You get it thinking about Pedroia over there. All of a sudden he rushes the delivery, can't get on top of the curveball.
There's the strike. 3-1. Ortiz 1 for 3, had a base hit his first time up. And there's ball 4. Howell issues a walk to Ortiz. It's only the second walk given up by Rays pitching tonight. But it complicates situations here in the 8th. It's Wade Davis in the Rays bullpen. Gonzalez lifts a high fly ball to right. Zobrist getting under it, getting in a good position, and that means Pedroia is going to hold. Well, I'll tell you, a great job by Zobrist on that fly ball. He sort of had to surround it, but it was high enough in the air to give him time to get into position to throw and discourage any ideas that Pedroia might try to advance.
Well, here he is getting the feet ready. And then the catch and throw all in one motion. Look at Pedroia. He didn't even remotely come close to getting off the bag.
So another pitching change. Back in a moment. Eighth inning, Mosaic Company and the Rays working together to end hunger through home runs for food. With each Rays home run, Mosaic donates $500 to Feeding America Tampa Bay. So far, $22,500 has been donated to Feeding America Tampa Bay. Wade Davis, the 4th Rays pitcher. Wheels turning with the pitching changes on both sides of this contest here in the last couple of innings. Will Middlebrooks, the 3rd baseman, up here with men at 1st and 2nd and 1 out. And Wade's pitch is high, a fastball. Wade pitched 2 innings in the game on Monday when the Rays bullpen had to cover 8 innings. It's a game in which Neiman was injured. Little tap. Going to be charged by Sean Rodriguez. Throw to first in time. The runners advance. Ball hit weakly to third. The runners move up to second and third. Now with 2 outs. And the matchup will be Wade Davis and Cody Ross coming up.
Now this was the only play for Sean Rodriguez. Got to charge it, make the transition and throw on the run. And then need Wade Davis to come up big one time here with runners on second and third and 2 out.
Ross walked with the bases loaded in the first, and he homered in the third. Fly ball to right his last time up, caught by Zobrist. There's a little tapper foul. An 0-2 changeup out for a home run.
Yeah, that stayed up right by the belt. See him stay back very well.
That's the difference in this game right now. 3-2 Boston. And a ground ball that's going to sneak through into center. Pedroia scores. Ortiz heads to the plate, and Cody Ross drives in 2 more runs. He didn't hit it well, but he got it through to the left of Elliott Johnson, and that gives Boston a 5-2 lead.
Well, as far as they had Elliott Johnson pulled over, he didn't have to hit it well. And he does a nice job of pulling the hands through, staying up the middle. But Elliott Johnson, look at that. Just dribbles that ball, but Elliott, look where he's at over here. There's a lot of room right there, and that's exactly where Cody Ross goes.
So the Red Sox come up with a big hit right there. Here's Nava. It's outside. 1 run charge to Badenhop and 1 run charge to Howell. Pitch is upstairs. 2-0. Davis to Nava. This is upstairs. So he's behind 3-0. Five runs, 7 hits for Boston, 2 runs and 6 hits for the Rays. Strike 1, 3-1. Rays have used 4 pitchers. Boston 5. Strike 2. Full count now. Right now the Rays are where they were after 2.5, down by 3. They'll have 2 shots left. Three-two pitch upstairs in a bit. Nava walks. Ross moves up to second. The hitter's going to be Marlon Byrd. Jays have beaten the Yankees. And that will move Toronto into third place ahead of New York. Bird fouls it back. Bautista and Aaron Sebia each hit 2-run home runs in that game. Drew Hutchison got the win. He is 3-1, a 4-1 final. Toronto over New York. Inside to Bird. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Taking a look at that breaking pitch, a slider moving down and away sharply.
Anytime you get a hitter talking to himself, made a pretty good pitch, pretty nasty pitch.
One-two, and he missed outside.
I think Marlon Bird wanted time there. Asked for it late, didn't get it, had to get ready to hit right away.
So it's a 2-2 count. And a fastball takes care of him. He's out on strikes. Ball game ends into the bottom of the 8th now, and it's 5-2 Boston. Red Sox now, as the Boston leading the Rays, as the Red Sox scored 2 more in the top half of this inning. Coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Todd Callis and Orestes Destrada anchoring from our coverage desk in center field. Joe Maddon's press conference and interviews from the clubhouse. That slow Ephus pitch, a little breaking ball, and he missed with it. You'll see that occasionally from Vicente Padilla. Foul ball back. The count is 1-1. Cesar Ramos throwing in the bullpen now for the Rays. Well, until this at bat, the last 5 Rays hitters had seen 5 different Red Sox pitchers. Matt Joyce is on deck. Upton doubled in the 6th against DuBrant. Scott then saw Rich Hill. Atchison, Miller, and Padilla saw a hitter apiece in the 7th, and now Padilla strikes out Elliott Johnson.
They pulled the string there. Dropped that pitch below the zone. Out in front.
Now Matt Joyce will pinch hit for Chris Jimenez.
Yeah, how about that little run there by Bobby Valentine? I mean, talk about playing the matchup game. Burn almost your entire bullpen. About an inning and 2/3.
Slow breaking ball again. 1 ball, no strikes. That one about 53. Well, Bobby had to get his evening walk in, and did, changing pitchers every hitter.
And it's such a tight game too, and he started this, you know, early. I mean, obviously in the 9th inning, it's one thing to play the matchup game if your closer's down for whatever reason, but starting it when he did in a 1-run game, I mean, you run the risk. Rays tie this thing up, you have nobody left.
Ground ball, that's a fair ball down beyond the bullpen. Joyce is on his way to second base, and he's in with a double. So Joyce comes off the bench with a 2-base hit. Gonzalez was arguing the call with Jerry Lane, and Bobby Valentine's going to come out and pick up the argument. So Valentine has his say and heads back to the dugout.
Let's take a look. This fastball's up and out over the plate.
It's where the ball passes the bag.
Yeah.
And Jerry Lane, the crew chief, made the call. Red Sox have not been happy with a lot of decisions made going into last night and tonight. There's Thompson. Pitches down as he shortened up on the bat. 1 ball, no strikes.
And it's not even that they've been unhappy with a lot of these calls. They've assumed a lot of calls. A lot of, 3-1 fastball. I'm going to go ahead and head to first. I'm going to throw a pitch that's close with 2 strikes. Start to walk off the mound. I mean, this is going on a lot.
A foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rich Thompson tonight picking up his first big league hit. Drove in a run with it. Picked up a couple of stolen bases. A night of accomplishments with the 33-year-old outfielder. And he takes strike 2. Alfredo Aceves is up in the bullpen. Thompson stays alive, fighting that pitch off. The 1-2, and he's hit by the pitch. Now Thompson will go to first. Just like that, the Rays mount a little threat here. 2 men on and 1 out. Get us back around to the top of the order in this game. The Rays will send Ben Zobrist up there against Padilla.
This gives the Rays the opportunity to get the tying run to the plate.
Bob McClure chatting on that bullpen phone. Sevey's throwing down there. And tip of the cap. Sevey says, anytime. There's Ben Zobrist. The pitch is low. Ben has walked and singled tonight. Five runs, 7 hits for Boston. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Rays. And a ground ball down to first. That'll be scooped by Gonzalez. He goes to second. One back to first, not in time. Padilla got over there to cover. Joyce goes to third. Thompson forced at second on a sharply hit ball fielded by Gonzalez.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard. Gonzalez, though, that's a long throw, and Rich Thompson can run, so he's going to get down there and try to break it up. He's able to get in there, and Punto had to throw that ball flat-footed to get nothing on it.
So Bobby Valentine's going to make another pitching move back after this.
Presented by authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Alfredo Aceves in there, and he throws a breaking pitch. First pitch taken for a strike by B.J. Upton. Aceves on for the 17th time. 2 men on, 2 men out. BJ 1 out of 12 lifetime against Aceves. He pops it up down the right side toward the Rays bullpen, and it's out of reach. A 2-strike count now. Well, when they say a manager takes over a game in the last 3 innings, Bobby Valentine has certainly borne that out in this game. Going to the bullpen again here. Had 3 pitchers in the 7th for 3 hitters. This is second pitcher in the 8th. Six pitchers on the night. It's 5-2 Boston right now. And interleague play tomorrow. The Atlanta Braves in. We'll be with you at 6:30 on Sun Sports. Fastball missed. It's 1-2. Center, that's a base hit. Scoring from third is Joyce. That's going to make it a 2-run game now. It's 5-3. So Upton, who had had just 1 hit in his career in 12 at-bats against the Sevies, drives in a run with that one.
Well, BJ was able to get on top of that pitch. That ball was up in the zone. BJ, a little swing adjustment here. Not your typical BJ swing. You just kind of push that ball out into center field. Draws the Rays 1 run closer.
Well, here's Luke Scott to face the Sevies. Hey, rally chops are back.
Upside down, buddy.
And a big cut by Scott on a fastball. Strike 1. Boy, 96 on the fastball. Scott looking for his first hit ever against the Sevies.
Here it is. Born that fastball middle in. Gets it above the bat of Luke Scott.
2 men on. The Rays get the potential go-ahead run at the plate. Keep the chop on. And it bounces away. That will move both men into scoring position.
Oh, that looked like a cross up there. Kelly Shopik was not ready for the fastball. That might have even hit the back of his glove. I expected something totally different. That ball right off his wrist.
Well, he had no chance on that one. Rule the pass ball. One and one. Scott fouls it up the right side, out of play. 1-2. Golfing swing at that off-speed pitch. Well, the Rays have Zobrist at third and Upton at second. This takes a base hit now to tie this game. Rays have had to play catch up all night, down 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. 3-1, 3-2, 5-2. Now it's 5-3. A 2-minute scoring position. 2 outs in the inning and a 1-2 count on Luke Scott. Sevies and Shopik still trying to get together. And the pitch is away. 2-2. Sevies was out there almost positioning Shopik. Swing and a ground ball to the right side from Pedroia. And the throw to first in time. It's going to retire the side. The Rays get a run. We'll go to the ninth. It's 5-3 Boston. The ninth inning, Matt Joyce, who delivered a pinch hit, doubled and scored a run, stays on to play left. Jose Molina will take over behind the plate. He'll go into the ninth spot vacated by Rich Thompson. And we're going to see Saltalamacchia pinch hit here for Kelly Shopping. Wade Davis still out there on the mound for the Rays. Jared Saltalamacchia, switch hitting catcher, batting from the left side. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Lamacchia had 2 hits last night, a double and a single, and a run scored. That's a fair ball. Pena with the toss to Davis. Saltalamacchia is out of there, 1 out. We'll swing back around to the top side of the order, and it'll be Nick Punto. Aviles was ejected from this game for arguing a call third strike back in the 7th inning. And this is the first plate appearance now for Punto. Pitch upstairs, 1-0. Swing and a miss. 0-1 now. The Rays will have the middle part of the order coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Right now they're down by 2 runs. Punto pops a fly ball to left, and Joyce makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, this week, America's pastime moves to prime time for Baseball Night in America as we bring you 8 straight weeks of baseball's best. And it all starts with an interleague matchup between regional rivals as the Red Sox take on the Phillies or the Orioles battle the Nationals. Baseball Night in America, presented by Chevrolet, begins Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, only on Fox. Check local listings for the game and start time in your area.
Dustin Pedroia fouls one up the right side, out of play. Three runs charged to the Rays starter Matt Moore. Badenhop charged with a run and Howell with one. Another foul ball to the right side. 0-2. Wade Davis credit for 2/3 of an inning in the 8th, and he's retired the first 2 men he's faced here in the 9th. Upstairs, 1-2. And strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Pedroia shakes his head. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Keppinger, Pena, and Rodriguez do. Baseball tonight brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. By Buddy's Home Furnishings. Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike back with CyberKnife and Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. And by the 2012 GMC Sierra. It's our best Sierra ever. Jared Saltalamacchia remains in the game and takes over behind the plate. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Jeff Keppinger, the leadoff man for the Rays. And the breaking pitch, curveball in there for a strike.
Now this is all about base runners. Trying to work in that bat. Jeff Keppinger very adept at putting the ball in play.
Fouls this one back, 0-2. Well, the Rays need at least a base runner to have a chance to keep this one going.
And the earlier the better. Apply that immediate pressure on Aceves.
The 0-2. Pop foul. That will carry out of play. Baltimore won its game. Toronto beat New York. And a tap foul. Keppinger down 2 strikes, has fouled off 2 more pitches. Rays live the post game coming up immediately following our contest. Alfredo Aceves, pitcher number 6 for Boston. The ground ball to the right side for Pedroia. He makes the pickup and throw. So Keppinger's out number 1. Carlos Pena now to face Aceves.
The first baseman, number 23, Carlos Pena.
Carlos 0 for 4 tonight. Carlos, 34 years old today. The pitch is down. Felix Doubront started for Boston, pitched the front 5 2/3, and Matt Moore pitched 6 for the Rays. Doubront gave up 2 runs, 1 earned. Moore allowed 3 runs over the first 3 innings and then settled in. Carlos fights this one off. That pitch in on him, and he fouls it off the fist. 1-1 count. A pop-up foul coming straight back and out of play. Rays have picked up runs batted in tonight. Keppinger, Rich Thompson, and B.J. Upton. 4 runs batted in for the Red Sox from Cody Ross. The other one belongs to Bird on his home run. Ground ball, third base side. Middlebrooks takes his time and throws a strike to first. 2 ground balls in the ninth.
Well, Carlos Pena facing a tough at-bat there, gets that breaking ball and just figures take my base hit the other way, and he hit it right at the only man on the left side of the infield. Got a lot of room to play with over here, but Carlos just going to take his hit that way, and look. 2-hop. Easy play.
Here's Sean Rodriguez. And the breaking pitch outside. So the Rays down to their final out. And that's sharply thrown, the curveball.
Yeah, and this is a tough matchup here for Sean Rodriguez. Aceves with that arm angle, that good breaking ball, very important. He keeps that front side in there as long as he can.
Staying with the breaking stuff and picks up the strike there.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean, that's a tough pitch for Sean Rodriguez. Like I said, with Aceves with his arm angle and the fact that he can sweep that pitch.
The 1-2. And a ground ball to third. Middlebrooks makes the throw to first, and this game is over. 3 ground balls in the 9th inning. And the Boston Red Sox win this one 5-3. Dubron's going to pick up the victory. He's 4-1. Matt Moore, the losing pitcher, his record drops to 1-4. 3 hours and 16 minutes the time of this game. A save to Aceves. So the Rays and the Red Sox divide this 2-game set. And with this, the Rays drop a game back of Baltimore in the American League East. As we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Cody Ross with a big night. He singled home 2 runs in the 8th inning. That turns out to be the difference. He had homered in the 3rd. And so it's a 5-3 final. The Rays now 24-15 on the year. They await the arrival of the Atlanta Braves. We'll be with you tomorrow night. Our coverage begins at 6:30 as the Rays move into interleague play. Now for Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers, coming up next. And we will see you there.